Assalamu alaikum. I am Mohammad Amjad, lecturer, Department of Education and Psychology, Kohat University of Science and Technology. I am your instructor for the course Social Psychology. I welcome you to lecture number 10 of your course. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss our topic self, and this is second part of our topic. Let's start our lesson. First of all, look at the contents which we are going to discuss in our today's lecture. We will discuss self schemas. We will also discuss how do self schemas function. Then we will discuss our next topic, self-efficacy. We will discuss role of self-efficacy in approaching goals. And at the end we will discuss sources of self-efficacy. Now we will discuss self-schema. A schema is a cognitive structure that represents knowledge about some stimulus. The term schema has been borrowed from cognitive psychology. Based on our experience, we can have schemas about things, schemas about people, and schemas about events. We may be self-schematic or a schematic toward something. The qualities that are important to us, we are self-schematic about them. In contrast, things which are not central to our self-concept, we are a schematic for them. We all have ideas and beliefs about other people, but we also hold the same sort of impression about ourselves. Students, as I said earlier, that the term schema refers to the cognitive structure we have to describe various categories of knowledge about the world. And like many other things, we also hold schemas about ourselves. In psychology, these are known as self-schemas. Now we will discuss how do self-schemas function. These categories of knowledge reflect how we expect ourselves to think, to feel, and to act in particular settings or situations. Each of these beliefs include our overall perception of ourselves, like outgoing, shy, talkative, as well as our knowledge of past experiences in similar situations. For example, if you have to give a speech in one of your classes, your self-schema might be that you are shy in situation where you have to speak in public. Since you have an overall belief about your personality as well as past experiences talking in public situations, you probably already have a fairly good idea of how you will feel, how you will think, and how you act in this situation. People can hold self-schemas about their physical characteristics like I am pretty, I am overweight. People can hold self-schemas about interest like I like art, I love sports, and their personality traits like I am shy, I am friendly, and people can hold self-schemas about their behaviors like I am assertive, I avoid conflict. Now we will discuss self schemas are individualized. Each person has very different self schema that are influenced heavily by past experience, relationships, upbringing, society, and culture. Who we are and our self perceptions are heavily influenced by how we are raised, how we interact with others, and the impressions and feedback we receive from societal influences. As you might have already noticed, most of these schemas are involve bipolar dimension. So what are bipolar dimensions? Healthy versus unhealthy, loud versus quiet, mean versus kind. Each person lying somewhere in the middle of these two extremes. Now we will discuss our next topic, which is self-efficacy. Students, self-efficacy or your belief in your own abilities to deal with various situations can play a role in not only how you feel about yourself, but whether or not you successfully achieve your goals in life. According to Bandura, a person's attitudes, abilities, and cognitive skills comprise what is known as the self system. This system plays a major role in how we perceive situations and how we behave in response to different situations. Self-efficacy is an essential part of this self system. According to Albert Bandura, self-efficacy is the belief in one's capabilities to organize and execute the courses of action required to manage prospective situations. In other words, self-efficacy is the person's belief in his or her ability to succeed in a particular situation. Bandura described these beliefs as determinants of how people think, behave, and feel. Now we will discuss role of self-efficacy in approaching goals. Virtually all people can identify goals they want to accomplish, things they would like to change, and things they would like to achieve. However, most people also realize that putting these plans into action is not quite so simple. Bandura and others have found that an individual's self-efficacy plays a major role in how goals, tasks, and challenges are approached. People with a strong sense of self-efficacy develop a deeper interest in the activities in which they participate. People with a strong sense of self-efficacy form a stronger sense of commitment to their interests and activities. People with a strong sense of self-efficacy recover quickly from setbacks and disappointments. Now we will discuss people with weak sense of self-efficacy avoid challenging tasks. People with weak sense of self-efficacy believe that difficult tasks and situations are beyond their capabilities. They focus on personal failings and negative outcomes. People with weak sense of self-efficacy quickly lose confidence in personal abilities. Now we will discuss how does self-efficacy develop. These beliefs begin to form in early childhood as children deal with a wide variety of experiences, tasks, and situations. However, the growth of self-efficacy does not end during youth but continues to evolve throughout life as people acquire new skills, experiences, and understanding. And now we will discuss sources of self-efficacy. According to Bandura, there are four major sources of self-efficacy. The first one is mastery experience, and the second one is social modeling. Third one is social persuasion, and the fourth one is psychological responses. Now we will discuss first source, which is mastery experience. The most effective way of developing a strong sense of efficacy is through mastery experience. Bandura explained, performing a task successfully strengthens our sense of self-efficacy. However, failing to adequately deal with a task or challenge can undermine and weaken self-efficacy. Now we will discuss second source of self-efficacy, which is social modeling. So what is social modeling? Witnessing other people successfully completing a task is another important source of self-efficacy. According to Bandura, seeing people similar to oneself succeed by sustained effort raises observers' believes that they too possess the capabilities to master comparable activities to succeed. And the third source of self-efficacy is self-persuasion. According to Bandura, people could be persuaded to believe that they have the skills and capabilities to succeed. Consider a time when someone said something positive and encouraging that helped you achieve a goal. Getting verbal encouragement from others helps people overcome self-doubt and instead focus on giving their best effort to the task at hand. The fourth and the final source of self-efficacy is psychological response. Our own responses and emotional reactions to situations also play an important role in self-efficacy. Moods, emotional states, physical reactions, and stress levels can all impact how a person feels about their personal abilities in a particular situation. A person who becomes extremely nervous before speaking in public may develop a weak sense of self-efficacy in this situation. It's all about for our today's lecture. Now we will review this lecture. Students, we discussed that what is self-schema. We said that a schema is a cognitive structure that represents knowledge about some stimulus. We said that we all have ideas and beliefs about other people, but we also hold the same sort of impression about ourselves. The term schema refers to the cognitive structure we have to describe various categories of knowledge about the world. And like many other things, we also hold schemas about ourselves. In psychology, these are known as self-schemas. And then we discussed that how do self-schemas function. And we said that these categories of knowledge reflects how we expect ourselves to think, to feel, and to act in a particular setting or situation. Each of these beliefs includes our overall perception of ourselves, like outgoing, shy, talkative, as well as our knowledge of past experiences in similar situations. And then we have discussed about self-efficacy. We said that self-efficacy is your belief in your own abilities to deal with various situations. And at the end, we have discussed sources of self-efficacy. We said that according to Albert Bandura, there are four major sources of self-efficacy, and they are mastery experiences, social modeling, social persuasion, and psychological responses. These are the references. Students, it's all about for our today's lecture. I hope you will read it and understand it. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.